All right, anyone else? Do we get this, the significance of this? It's very basic, quite simple. It's really not difficult. The notion of difficult is nothing but that, a notion, a thought. If we didn't have the thought that it was difficult, would it be difficult? See, it couldn't be difficult without the thought that it is difficult. Living consciously is so simple and so basic. We have a term in America, I don't know whether it's used elsewhere, but a term in America that is so basic and so simple, it's a no-brainer. It doesn't require any brain power to get it. Another way of saying it spiritually is simply let go. What's the rest of it? God. Let go and let God. Turn your life over to that from which life is appearing to occur. And let that which is actually ruling the universe live your life. You see, we normally think that God, the source, the divine mind, divine intelligence, divine wisdom or wisdom itself, whatever name you want to give that, is not as capable of running our life, my life, as I am. Do we get that? I mean, here's God running the whole universe, capable of holding the whole universe together and operating it efficiently and effectively, but he's not capable of taking care of my problems. Do we see it? Now tell me something. Isn't that not arrogance?
Good story.
And what we would call arrogance in that situation is, another name for it is ego. Ego. So we really look at it, we say that the ego itself is the source and cause of all of our problems. What is ego? Ego is meditating a separate self-identity. So basic. Reduce everything to its basic common, call it the common denominator. Can we all remember back in the days when we were going to school, grade school, and we were remembering mathematics, arithmetic, and we had to deal with fractions, you remember? And when you were going to add and subtract and divide and multiply fractions, what did you have to do with it? You remember? We had to reduce them down to their common, basic common denominator. You remember? Reduce it all back to its basic common denominator. In a similar sense, we have to reduce life down. Let's reduce it down to its basic common denominator. Okay, what is the basic common denominator? I. I is the basic common denominator. From whence is this I? What and from whence is this I? Well, this I is being, it's conscious, and when we really get into inquiring into it, it indicates our very existence. If someone says, "Who are you?" you might be a little bit hesitant to answer their question as to who you are, because there's so much involved in it when you begin to tune in with who you are. Well, you may be someone's son or daughter. You might be someone else's parent, someone else's brother or sister. You may be identified with the role that you are primarily playing in the world. A business person like Hans. You see? So that's who you are, but you hesitate actually to say who you are, to really reduce who you are down to who you are. So if someone says, ask who you are, you may be hesitant to answer, but if they ask, do you exist? There's no hesitation. Yes. Yes, I exist. Now, when we can come to a common understanding that that which we are as existence itself is also who we are, that's beginning to reduce things down to the common basis of it. Our existence and our being of who we are synonymous. But what is this? It's I. We can call it ego, we can call it mind, we can call it body and mind, but we have to inquire more deeply into it. Am I really this body? Now the sages tell us that that which is real is that which is always as it is. For something to be real, it must be unmodifiable. It cannot be changed. It is as it is, and it ever remains as it is if it's real. So that which changes, or which is subject to change, according to the sages, and they're unanimous in this, is not real. So that which is real is that which doesn't change, does not alter, and is not subject to change. Well, how would your body be classified in that regard? Does your body fall into that classification of reality? Well, let's consider this a moment, see? For there to be a body, just for a body to exist, two things are necessary. Space, you see, to give room for the body, right? Can you have a body without space to contain the matter of the body, the form of the body? Can we? And time, to chart the duration, the lifespan of the form of the body. Correct? Are we all here? So both time and space are necessary for the existence of a body.